Hi and welcome to the Resources Roadhouse. I'm Wally Graham, and today I'm joined by Mike Anderson, who's Managing Director of Firefinch. Now, Mike, Firefinch, you came on board earlier this year as Managing Director, and since that time, I don't know if you want to claim responsibility for all of it, but Firefinch really hasn't put a foot wrong. There's been a lot of action at the Morila gold mine over in Mali, and there's a few other things we'll touch on later on as well. But yeah, the Morila gold mine, things going on over there. Can you just sort of give us a rundown on how well?
Yeah, so look, obviously I inherited the transaction and the tailwinds that came from that. And, you know, Alistair Cowden, previous exec chair, now our non-exec chair, and Andrew Taplin, our COO, had a lot of momentum underway when I came on board in early April. But since then, a number of significant milestones, commencement of dewatering and that of the main Morila super pit, that's going extremely well. The recommencement of mining at our satellite deposits, the refurbishment and recommissioning of our crushing and grinding circuit, now operating back at nameplate capacity. First blast at Morila in something like 5 or 6 years, and some nice improvements in terms of production numbers and reducing costs. So yeah, it feels like we've got some really positive momentum. Intend to continue that. I visited there recently, saw it all for myself, and that was a tremendous experience. Came away with my excitement and enthusiasm for the opportunity completely endorsed.
I just saw I've just been looking at an announcement you released recently about the production, and you've increased production in the June month. You've taken that over 5,000 ounces, and so it's gradually getting more and more each month.
That's right. So look, the key to that has been the transition away from pure tailings retreatment to processing of the satellite ore, better grades, better recoveries. The refurbishment of the mill, a big part of that too. But it's just the beginning. The strategy and the life of mine plan that we released in early May, paints the picture of an ever increasing production profile from here. So once we get into the satellites at Viper and Inshola, those production numbers will increase further, again of better grades. But the main prize is to get into the heart of Morila again, which we shape to do first half of next year. That's where 90% of our resources sit, and the grades there average 1.5 grams. But we're optimistic that with the drill programs that are just about underway now, that we'll continue to add more input inventory, better grades, and achieve production profiles up. I think it's 120,000 ounces in 2022, 170 in 2023, and ultimately 200,000 in 2024. That's a trajectory that we're on, and so far so good. A lot of work to do, but all on track.
Oh, great! And while all that's happening, there's a bit of work happening on the Gulummina JV with Gangfen. You've got a bit going on there. Can you fill us in on that?
Yeah, look, and again, a lot of credit to the board in devising this strategy. So, Goulammina's definitive feasibility study was completed late last year, after around the same time that we were completing the Morila acquisition. And at that time, Mali Lithium, as the company was, it wasn't in a position to take the project forward. It's fair to say that lithium sentiment wasn't quite what it is now. And so, off the back of that, we started a process in March where we mandated Macquarie to run a search for a deal or a partner to come and catalyze Goulammina's development strategy. Very positive process. Macquarie did a great job of populating the room, as it were. We had multiple parties, conducting due diligence, and ultimately Gangfen emerged in a competitive process as the preferred party. And so, consummated a joint venture proposal, which sees Goulamina, to all intents and purposes, fully funded. A few conditions precedent to satisfy in the near term. But we're already engaged with them as our partner, looking at value engineering and ways to take this project forward optimally. They've got a lot of experience to bring, as do we, in terms of in-country execution and the like. So a good partnership at the beginning here, but Goulamina shapes to be the first lithium mine in Mali, and possibly even the first in West Africa. and pretty exciting times for our team and for Gangfen. As we have announced, our strategy there is to demerge our ownership of that joint venture, and so a lot of work going into that, and Firefinch's shareholdership to benefit through an in-specie distribution and become a shareholder in the new lithium company too.
And of course, to keep things going, a recent fundraising that was quite successful.
Yes, look, we're very happy with the response we got from the international institutional community, as it were. Firefinch's register is still reasonably wide open, you'd say, but we attracted over 20 new international and domestic institutions to the register, some pretty high-powered names: Franklin Templeton out of San Francisco, CQS out of London, APAC out of Hong Kong. So it was nice that clearly the story does resonate with that institutional community. We got some great support out of a syndicate of brokers led by Macquarie and Euros. We also had support from Canaccord and Petra locally, and Jet, and advised by Sprott internationally. So you're getting the story out there, which is, as you would know, Wally's more than half the battle sometimes. A lot of people got good stories to tell, and it is important to get yours out there to as broad a section of the community, investment community, as possible. So yeah, the raising demonstrated that reach, and it's great to have the support of those new institutions.
Terrific. Oh, well, Mike, as always, looks like there's going to be a raft of news coming through from Firefinch. So as always, we'll keep a lookout for that too, so we can bring it to our readers and viewers. But until next time, it's great to see you. Welcome to the Roadhouse. It's good to have you in, and we'll look forward to seeing you again very, very soon.
Thanks, Wally. All the best.